Hey everyone, another GMG review. Today we're taking a look at Kill Team Tomb World. This is the second part of our 3 parts of the Kill Team review today, where we're checking out the Deathwatch Kill Team. This, of course, comes with all these handy cards, which we're going to use as part of the review, and is outlined in the dossier, along with all of the rules for the Necrons and the Tomb World itself, which you can check out in the previous review. So if you missed that, you can go and hang out and watch me talk about the Joint Ops mission pack, which is the solo and cooperative part, as well as the NPO cards, the event cards, and how that's going to function over the course of the game. But today we're taking a look at these guys. So now these came, there is a sprue of, or 2 sprues of 5 of these Deathwatch Kill Team members, and I built the first team. So I want to run 1 team through Tomb World and 1 team through the Typhon one, because I've got 2 really great Xenos Joint Ops mission packs, and I think I want to do both. So what's cool is this one's got, I built the Watch Sergeant to start off with and the Aegis as 2, because you can basically build, the Aegis builds the Demolisher or the Aegis, the Watch Sergeant builds the Blade Master or the Watch Sergeant. You can build the Horde Slayer, Breacher, or Bombard as your Gravis guy, and then the Disruptor and the Head Taker out of the 2 Phobos kits, and the Gunner or the Marksman. So I started off, I built the Bombard, the Watch Sergeant, the Aegis, the Marksman, and the Disruptor. So kind of a standard, sort of like, I've got a bolter, I've got a pair of bolters actually, I got a melee guy, I've got my frag cannon because it's my favorite gun ever in 40k, it's just a giant space shotgun, and the Watch Sergeant, so he's going to lead them down to the Tomb World. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save building the Blade Master, because you actually only get a 5-man kill team in this one, the Blade Master, the Head Taker, the Demolisher, and the Gunner for my other kill team to go into Typhon. And then I have to decide if I'm going to do the Horde Slayer or the Breacher, probably the Horde Slayer. The only disappointing thing about this box, you can't build all 11 profiles, you only get 10 models. There's 3 Breachers, or 3 Gravis models. You can only build 2 of them. So I'm going to opt for probably the Horde Slayer and the Bombard over the Breacher, although the Breacher is extremely cool. Mostly for thematic reasons, because I'm going to be playing through the 2 join up things, and they kind of make the most sense to me. So starting off with the first 5, I'm pretty excited about it. And this is a pretty standard kill team. You've got 5 operatives that are Space Marines. So you do have 1 less than normal Space Marine kill teams. You typically get 6. And there's no designated leader. They're all superstars. It's funny because I actually think that animation, that workshop animation from, I think it was from the 9th edition starter with the Necrons. We've got the Space Wolfy looking Head Taker. We've got the Aegis. You could give him a power sword. You could literally make that kill team. We've got the Marksman with his bolt rifle. Like, you could make the Crimson Fist, this guy, and then give him a power sword, make him, I think it was a Black Templar, and have him fight that big lord. It's a pretty cool that you can make that kill team out of these models. And so, yeah, the Watch Sergeant is effectively a leader type. He gives you a 0 CP thing, but you don't have to take him. You can just take 1 of any of these. You just can't have more than 1 Gravis guy. So you get a single Gravis model, and then everybody can only be taken once. And then you can do Seek and Destroy or Security as your 2 approved ops. So let's take a look at our unit profiles. Okay. So let's start with the Watch Sergeant. So this guy is going, you know what, we'll do the book. The book's a bit bigger. Makes it easier. Actually, sorry, we won't even do that. We'll go back to the beginning and do your faction rules. So 2 faction rules, Veteran Astartes. You can perform 2 fight actions or 2 shoot actions. If the 2 shoot actions include a auxiliary grenade launcher, frag cannon, heavy plasma incinerator, and furnace heavy bolter, plasma pistol, or stalker, then it's an extra AP. So all of your special guns cost 2 AP instead of 1, but you can always do a double shoot or double fight. Each friendly Deathwatch operative can counteract regardless of their order. This is interesting. This is why I only have 5 guys. Whenever it does, it can perform an additional 1 AP action for free during that counteraction, but both actions must be different. So holy shit, you get 5 actions per model typically, and that means because you only have 5 guys, you're not actually that out-activated because you're taking a normal operative activation during your counteractions. Now obviously you still have all the counteraction limitations, you can only move 2 inches, you've got like reductions on everything else, but man, oh man, what a cool thing. But it doesn't let you do double fight actions and double shoot actions because it's a counteract. It does mean typically you can shoot 3 times per turn though. And then special issue ammo, once per turning point, when you make a shoot action, you can select, in the select weapon step, you can add one of these rules to your bolt gun. Actually, to any ranged weapons. This rule can't be used with explosive grenades or melta bombs. But you can add to any other gun. So you can make it blast 1, You can make it Devastating 1, Lethal 5+, Piercing 1, give it Rending, Saturate, or Severe. But any other guns can have it. Like your Plasma gun could be Blast 1. You just can't do it to something that has Torrent. And then we got our ploys. So strategic ploy, mission tactics, select conceal or engage whenever a friendly Deathwatch operative is shooting or fighting against an enemy model. And then you get balanced. So you pick basically whatever their stance is, you get balanced against them. The long vigil, whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Deathwatch operative, it's in your territory, reroll one of your defense dice. So if you're defending, the shield that slays, whenever a friendly Deathwatch operative is within your opponent's territory, normal and crit damage of 4 or more is 1 less damage. And then they show no fear, ignore injuries, and modifiers to your stats. So standard kind of a Starties strategic ploys. Firefight ploys, suffer not the alien. Use this firefight ploy after rolling your attack dice for a friendly Deathwatch operative if it's shooting against or fighting against an operative that doesn't have Chaos or Imperium. You roll any of your attack dice. So if you don't have the Chaos or Imperium keywords, it's decided that you're an alien, and therefore you can re-roll your dice. Auspicator tracking. Uses firefight when a friendly Deathwatch is counteracting. Before it performs any actions, you can change its order. That's really cool, because you could be engaging and then conceal. Like, that's really cool. And sneak away. And then Advanced Auspex Scan. Use this firefight ploy when a friendly Deathwatch operative performs the shoot action. Until the end of the activation or counter action, its ranged weapons have Saturate, and the enemy operative can't be obscured. So just shoot through walls. Like in that movie, Eraser. Transhuman Physiology, this is the big one. Uses firefight ploy when an operative is shooting a friendly Deathwatch operative. In the roll defense dice step, you can retain one of your normal successes as a critical instead to block. So be real tough, shoot things you can't see, change your order during a counteraction, and get to reroll your dice against aliens. Pretty cool and bog standard. Let's have a look at the faction equipment real fast, because that just kind of clears up the last of the choices. Ammo reserve. Once per battle, when you use the special issue ammo, you can rule for up to 2 shoot actions during a turn point, but you select different weapons. This takes precedence over normal special issue ammo. So basically, you can just do it twice per turn instead of once, but only once per battle in that turn. A Sanctus 5 Bioscryer Cuff, so you can handcuff some dudes. Once during each friendly Deathwatch operative's activation, before it performs an action, if it's not within control range of any enemy operative, you can use this rule. If you do, select one of the following. The friendly operative regains D3 lost wounds. Remove any changes to that friendly operative's APL stat. Remove one of the following tokens that they've received. Neutron Fragment, Poison, or Terror Chem. Before that token's activation is even resolved. So, you do drugs. It's a Sanctus 5 Bioscryer Cuff. It's like it's the combat drug, like the implant. Digi-weapons. Once per turning point, when a friendly Deathwatch operative performs a fight action, at the start of the roll attack dice step, if you can use this rule. If you do, inflict the damage to the enemy operative in that sequence. So just like, don't even just like, pop. So somebody with 1 damage left, just go, pop, and shoot them with a finger laser. And then Scrutivore Servo Thrall. Once per turning point when a friendly Deathwatch operative activation, you can use this rule. If you do, during this activation, that operative can perform a mission action for 1 less AP. Having an enemy operative within its control range doesn't prevent the operative from performing that mission action. However, in that instance, after it does so, you and your opponent roll off. If your opponent wins, you can't use the equipment for the battle because they squish the skull. All right. So we've got basically 3 different profiles in this army now. We have the power armor profile, we have the Gravis profile, we have the Phobos armor profile. So you can see here, Power Armor is 3 APL, 6-inch move, 3+ save, 15 wounds. Gravis is 3 APL, 5-inch move, and then 18 wounds and a 3+ save. And then finally we have the Phobos one, which is going to be a 7-inch move, 3+ save, but only 13 wounds. So you get a spread, but you could only get 1 Gravis guy. You can take more than 1 Phobos though if you want. The Watch Sergeant doesn't get any extra rules, but he does get his adaptable armory. You can select 1 additional equipment option. So basically, you're going to be able to take all 4 faction ones, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? And then a universal one, too, like a smoke grenade or melt bomb or a crack grenade. Usual stuff other than that, he's got the strategic command. So you can do each of the following once per battle. If this operative is in the kill zone, use a strategic or firefight ploy for 0 CP. So both those things can happen once per battle for free. And then you got a plasma pistol. It's a normal plasma pistol and a power weapon. It's a normal power weapon. He's pretty standard, but he's got some useful command stuff, and the extra equipment slot, I think, makes him a no-brainer. Aegis Veteran, this guy's pretty rad. 2+ save instead of 3. He's got his Power Maul and Storm Shield, so he's got Shock and Shield. And the Shield rule is whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, each of your blocks counts as 2 blocks, which is amazing. And then Storm Shield, whenever an operative is shooting this operative, worsen the AP by 1, which means piercing 1 goes away. So you're getting a 2+ save all the time. Again, this guy is so tempting to take. It's why I took him in the base team that I built. Now, your Blade Master Veteran's kind of also a Sergeant. He's got a Special Issue Bolt Pistol, which is piercing 1, which is cool. So standard bolt pistol, it's piercing 1. His Xenophase Blade, which has dual or phase sweep as his 2 options for attacking with it. So dual is just brutal lethal 5+, because I like that it's brutal. It's a brutal power sword, basically, with the same power sword stat line. And then phase sweep has a special rule. Whenever this operative performs the fight action with this weapon profile, if it isn't incapacitated, it can immediately perform a free fight action afterwards, but you must select this weapon profile, and it can only fight against each enemy operative within its control range once per activation or counteraction with this weapon profile. This takes precedence over action restrictions, and you can continue to perform free fight actions until this operative is incapacitated, or is fought against every enemy operative in its control range. So he can just, like, if he's got 4 people on him and gets 2 attack actions, he could go attack action, free attack action, free attack action, counteract, free attack. I guess the max is 4. Oh no, but you can only phase sweep each one once. So you could do 6 attacks, as long as only 3 of them got the sweep attack and the rest of them got the standard attack. And then Adaptive Swordsmanship, you can ignore any changes to the hit stat of this operative Xenophase Blade. So that means that if you're outnumbered, it doesn't matter. Whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, you can resolve one of your successes before the normal order, and if you do, it must be used to block. So he's like a super duelist. It's pretty cool if you're going to be fighting against a melee army. And his gun's no joke either. All right, my favorite, the Bombard. Bolt pistol, pretty standard. And then the Frag Cannon. The shell is 4 shots, 3+, 5/7, piercing 1, because it's a giant shotgun slug. And then the Frag Cannon Shrapnel is 5 attacks, 3+, 4/5, but Torrent 2. Oh, so you can attack somebody else within 2 with it. Two people with a giant round of shotgun shells, and he's just got his fists for melee. The Breacher Veteran, which is probably the one I'm not going to build, but he's got an auxiliary grenade launcher and a Melt-A-Bomb for free, which is pretty cool. The auxiliary is just a frag and crack grenade launcher, and then the Hellstorm Bolter has Torrent 1. Our Demolisher Veteran, it's got a heavy Thunder Hammer, 6/7 damage on 4s, and shock and stun. He's got brutal attack. Whenever this operative is fighting, its Heavy Thunderhammer has the Brutal Weapon rule. Whenever this fighter performs the charge action, its Heavy Thunderhammer has the Ceaseless Weapon rule until the end of the activation or counteraction. Oh my god, it's reroll 1s. And then Aggressive Force. Whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, subtract 1 from the damage stats of the weapons the enemy operative in that sequence has to a -1, because he just concusses them, which I think is amazing. And I love that they made him the Space Wolf. Then the Disruptor, I did build this guy as well. He's our Phobos guy. He's got his Marksman Bolt Carbine for lethal 5+ and a standard bolter. And then the Advanced Omni Scrambler. Select an enemy visible or within 6 of the operative and then roll a d6. In the following firefight phase, as a strategic gambit, the enemy operative cannot be activated or perform actions until one of the following is true. Either d6 other operatives have activated, or it's the last enemy to be activated. So he's going to be really cool in joint ops, because there's not that many NPOs on the table at the beginning. And then Auspex Triangulation. This Advanced Auspex Scan Firefight play costs you 0 CPs if both of the following are true. You're not in control range of enemy operatives, and the target of that shoot action, primary target if relevant, is visible to this operative. Note that it doesn't have to be this operative's performing the shoot action. I love that. And then we got our Gunner Veterans. The guy with he's basically he's got an incinerator. So he's got the Plasma Incinerator. And he's got a Bolt Pistol too. Pretty standard, lethal and supercharged. His big plasma gun. Head Taker, this is the other Phobos guy. Oh, they made him a Raptor. I think that's pretty cool. Combat Knives, 5 attacks, 3+, 4/5 damage. He's got his Piercing 1 Special Issue Bolt Pistol. Usual grab, shoot, and grenade launcher stuff for a Phobos guy. And then Clandestine Head Taker. This operative can perform charges when it's concealed. Whenever this operative is fighting against an operative that isn't visible at the start of the activation or counteraction, the first time you strike, you can immediately resolve another success. See, it's double successes at the beginning, which I think is the same for most Phobos guys. Our Horde Slayer Veteran. So this is the guy with the Infernus Heavy Bolter. So it's a Heavy Bolter and a Heavy Flamer. So range 8, Saturate, Torrent 2 for the Flamethrower. 5 shots, 2+, 3/3 damage. And then Focused or Sweeping Bolts, like a Heavy Bolter with Piercing crits. And the marksman with his bolter. He's got a cool stalker bolt rifle. It's got a mobile or heavy. Nothing silent though. So the heavy mode is on 2s, 3, 5 with lethal 5+ and piercing crits 1. And then just the mobile version is a regular bolter. But he's a vigilant marksman, which means he can perform the guard action in any kill zone. So basically he gets Overwatch. Whenever the close quarters rule, when using the close quarters rules, once per turning point, after this operative performs a free shoot action on guard, it can immediately perform a free guard action, so it stays on guard. However, if it does so, it can't counteract, nor guard twice if it's counteracted. And then there's all of our token stuff, so your army scramblers, your command tokens, firefight play tokens, these are the ones for the sergeant, so we know when we spent them. Your digi-weapons token for using it once per game. Your thrall token, and then your ammo reserve token. So one for everything. And that's it. So that's our Deathwatch. Man, cool team. Having 5 models and double action counteracts is a huge deal. I think these guys are gonna be real popular. I mean, they have it in the name. They're a Deathwatch kill team. The game is basically named after them. They needed to be amazing. I think this is gonna be a powerhouse team and people are gonna just jump on and start playing them immediately. And what's cool is you can kind of play them right now with your Deathwatch army. Like, if you want to grab the book and start playing, you could even play them with the old models. They're on the same bases. So there it is. The Deathwatch from Tomb World. So next up, we're going to check out the Necrons and the Geomancer, which is our final review of the day. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more GMG reviews. Throw it a mash. Have a good day.